Welcome to Tirumala Vaibhavam YouTube channel. Today we will dive into another spiritual story. Do subscribe and like the video for more such deep spiritual content.
Have you ever thought about a reward so huge, so immense, that it actually becomes a curse? Well, we're about to dive into a story where the ultimate act of devotion leads to a problem so profound it could only be solved by a god fighting a god.
This is the strange but true story of King Banasura, a ruler with immense power, 1,000 arms, and a really unusual problem. See, he earned the greatest protection you could ever imagine, only to find out that being completely safe had become his own personal prison, driving his warrior spirit right to the edge.
So our story doesn't start on some battlefield. Nope, it begins on the sacred peak of Mount Kailash, the home of Lord Shiva. And it's right here that King Banasura's incredible devotion kicks off a drama of cosmic proportions. Picture this: Shiva is performing his cosmic dance of creation and destruction, the Tandava, and Banasura is just captivated. In this amazing feat of skill, he uses his 1,000 arms to play 500 different instruments, creating a symphony so perfectly in sync with the divine rhythm that the Lord of the dance himself just stops, totally enthralled.
Shiva was just blown away by this. He told the king, "Ask for anything you want." And Banasura's request? Oh, it was audacious. He didn't ask for riches or power. He asked for the god himself to become the guardian of his city.
And in an act of incredible grace, Shiva said yes. He and the goddess Parvati came down to the mortal world and stood guard at the gates of Sonapura. Suddenly, the city wasn't just a fortress of stone anymore. It was a sanctuary that was, and I mean this literally, invincible.
But here's the thing. When you have the ultimate protector, an unexpected problem starts to bloom in all that quiet. A deep, profound, and absolutely maddening boredom.
I mean, who would be crazy enough to start a war with Lord Shiva himself? Exactly, no one. So this unnatural peace just settled over everything. For a warrior king like Banasura, whose 1,000 arms were itching for a good fight, this endless peace was like a slow torture that just festered into pure arrogance.
His frustration finally just boiled over. He went up to his divine protector, not with reverence, but with a demand. "My strength is meaningless," he pleaded. "If your protection means I have no enemies, then I'm asking you to be my opponent." Just a stunning moment of pride born from perfect safety.
Shiva, being all-knowing, was probably a little amused and wisely declined the challenge. But instead, he offered a prophecy. A warrior of his own level would come one day to satisfy the king's thirst for battle. And the sign? The sign would be impossible to miss. Banasura's own royal flag would just fall from its mast for no reason at all.
But the thing that kicks this whole prophecy off isn't an army breaching the walls of Sonapura. No, it all begins much more quietly, with a whisper in a dream. The king's daughter, Usha, falls in love with a man she sees in her sleep. Her companion, Chitralekha, uses mystical arts to bring him, Aniruddha, who happens to be Krishna's grandson, right into the heart of the most secure city on earth.
So now you have Aniruddha inside this supposedly unbreakable fortress. His discovery is inevitable, and it sets the stage for a conflict so paradoxical, it was destined to shake the very foundations of the cosmos. The very moment Banasura discovers and captures the young prince, the prophecy awakens. The royal flag, untouched by wind or hand, falls to the ground. This signal has been given. Word reaches Lord Krishna, who marches his army to rescue his grandson, heading straight for the gates guarded by Lord Shiva.
And this is where the divine paradox just unfolds beautifully. You have Shiva, the protector, who is bound by his sacred promise to defend the city. And then you have Krishna, the liberator, who is the very challenger Shiva himself predicted. So to honor his word, Shiva must now raise his arms against the one he knew was destined to come.
What happens next is way more than just a battle of celestial weapons. It is a cosmic lesson in humility, a divine intervention aimed right at the heart of the arrogant king hiding behind his god.
See, Shiva understands this is all a divine play, a leela. He engages Krishna, fulfilling his duty as guardian. But then, as part of this grand cosmic plan, he allows himself to be momentarily subdued. He steps aside so that destiny can be fulfilled and Krishna can face the real person this lesson is for, Banasura.
So now,
Krishna stands before the king. He looks at those 1,000 arms, the very source of Banasura's pride, the cause of his restless arrogance, and the symbol of a power he just couldn't handle.
With his divine discus, the Sudarshana chakra, Krishna removes the king's arms. But this isn't an act of destruction, it's an act of transformation. He doesn't kill the king, he leaves him with just 4 arms, stripping away the physical symbol of his ego to reveal the humbled man underneath. As the dust of the battle settles and the king is on his knees, not in defeat, but in understanding, Shiva reveals the profound truth that was behind this entire conflict all along.
Now that he's free from the prison of his own might, Banasura finally gets it. True devotion isn't about controlling a god, it's about surrendering to a divine plan. He's redeemed and granted a place of honor, not as a king, but as one of Shiva's most cherished attendants.
And here is the ultimate revelation. The whole saga was a cosmic demonstration of a sacred truth, that Shiva the protector and Krishna the liberator were never really against each other. They are 2 forms of the same, single, ultimate reality, playing their parts perfectly in a divine drama for the sake of one mortal soul.
And with the cosmic lesson taught and harmony restored, the love story that innocently kicked this whole thing off finally gets its happy ending. Usha and Aniruddha are united in marriage, their union blessed by everyone.
You know, the story doesn't end with just a moral, it ends with a blessing. It reminds us that true victory isn't about overpowering the world, but about conquering our own inner arrogance. Maybe the greatest protection we can ever ask for is from ourselves. And that kind of leaves us with a question, doesn't it? What part of our own lives could use a little less power and a lot more humility?
That was today's story. Please do like, share and subscribe for more such interesting stories. Let's connect with another story. Till then, stay blessed.